Welcome to Financial Detox. We're your hosts, Jason and Alex from IDA Wealth. Your financial journey of pursuing better and true financial peace of mind starts here. What you're seeing in the sweet spot here is that you look at, we have pre-tax money, like a traditional IRA, and then we have tax-free money, which would be a Roth. The other money that isn't really illustrated here is like, what about just investment accounts, right? Just a traditional investment account. Call it a brokerage account, a joint tenants with rights of survivorship, or a trust account. So a lot of people have this sweet spot of time where they get close to retirement, or maybe they're making a little less money, maybe they're retired, but they haven't even maybe started Social Security, and they certainly haven't been forced to take money out of that pre-retirement bucket yet. So there's a sweet spot where oftentimes you can end up in a lower tax bracket and do something about this trap. Alex, what would you say to that?
I'd say that if you rewind time 30 years ago or so, and pensions started going away, and people were forced the burden of savings into their own contributions through 401k plans, you were taught that this is the right thing to do. That was correct. You're supposed to save money for later. You're supposed to earn money. You're supposed to save and invest. You're supposed to spend less than you make. Basic stuff, right? Hard to do, but basic stuff. Then you fast forward to today and you're like, wait a minute, I did everything I was supposed to do. I now have $2 million in a 401k. I rolled it over to an IRA. I hired an awesome fiduciary advisor like IDA Wealth. But now I only have one account really. I have an IRA. I don't have a Roth anything. I don't even have really much in my investment account, my trust brokerage account, because every time I was able to save after-tax money, I spent it on stuff.
Right.
It's things that I needed, a car or a trip or maybe an investment property. Maybe I made some prudent investment decisions. So here's that other bucket picture, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of people that we meet that conventional thinking was correct, and now they're retired or retiring, and they're like, what do we do? And we're like, well, you have a long life expectancy still. You're only 60 or 65 or maybe even 70. Like, gosh, you're in good health. You have another 20 or 30 years of your life hopefully ahead of you. And that maybe now you're even thinking about the next generation. So that's the sweet spot. I know we're going back and forth on pictures here, but the sweet spot would be that you now have like literally no ordinary income because you're not working anymore. So your tax bracket and your effective tax rate have come way down. In your financial plan, you can see that if you have a financial plan with IDA Wealth, we can show you that. And we can show you like, actually, it's not good to pay no tax, because it would be a good idea to actually work within those brackets that change every year.
Yep.
To start moving money from that red bucket to the blue bucket so that later on in life, you'll have these options now. That's for people that didn't save Roth, because you talked about saving Roth, how good it is. But what if you're like, well, great, I'm listening to the show, dude, but it's too late for me.
Too late, right? And that could be. And so then you have to use other strategies. For the young people that are listening, anybody who's still contributing money to your 401k, I would strongly encourage you to think about contributing that money to the 401k inside the Roth version of that 401k. And if you're past that time, I'll show you a sample of how much impact you can have by still thinking about that and looking at it and making changes.
CPAs are shaking their head right now listening to this. So if you're listening to this and you're a CPA, the advice you're giving your clients almost always is, let's save you money on taxes. Let's save you money on taxes. Let's save, today. Yeah. And that's not incorrect either, because most CPAs are hired to do exactly that. So you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do for your client, to save the money today. But gosh, wouldn't you want to think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, if possible? You'd want to think, I don't know, like think about business owners, Jason, people that are sole proprietors or business owners, and you set up a defined benefit plan and you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars pre-tax.
Yes.
Not thinking about the impact of the trap later on, having $5 million in pre-tax money. Whoa.
Could be a real problem if they're not planning ahead like we are for them. And I want to show an example of how this looks and feels in real life, so you get to see it, feel it, touch it, and understand it. So check this out. Here is a client's plan where we go in and we look at their taxes. The blue bars that you see, or light blue or teal colored bars that you see, are the total taxes paid every year. And look at how in these years, they are not paying nearly as much taxes later. This is the trap. They got themselves in a trap where they owe a lot of tax later. And here they are in these years not paying very much. So what we said is, let's just take one strategy. And one strategy is to turn on a Roth conversion. where we say, we're going to take some money today, convert it out of your built up IRA and your previous 401k plan, and we're going to convert that into a Roth IRA or Roth 401k. And what happened is, yeah, we paid the price today. We paid a little more in taxes, but the net result over the life of the client was $2.4 million less in taxes paid. And because they paid $2.4 million less in taxes over time, that was able to grow by a huge number over the life of the portfolio.